Hello YouTube, Hoosier Archer here. This is just going to be a quick video. My nephew contacted me on Facebook. He is a father now. He has a little girl, and he wanted to know what kind of advice you would give your kids as they grow up. He didn't necessarily mean what advice to give her now, but when she would be a little older and he was trying to prepare her for life. And I said, two things you always buy, the absolute best you can afford, and that's your shoes and your bed. Because if you're not in one, you're in the other. And he replied back, "Wow, I never even thought of that. I'm going to apply that to my own life." And I said, "Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons I told you." And you don't just buy either one because they look cool. We're talking about shoes that you're going to walk in and work in. Your work shoes should be the best work shoes you can afford. The shoes that you use to walk, walk around the mall or go for a hike or whatever, they should be the. Okay, I'm not talking about the heels that you or the penny loafers or whatever that you're going to wear once in a great while for a special occasion or a date or a dress up day. Or I'm talking about your everyday footwear. You should get the best hiking boots you can afford. And if you pay a lot of money and you put your feet in them and you walk around and they hurt, walk around with them only in the house to see if they need to be broken in before you actually wear them out in the field. And adjust your sock thicknesses and things and decide that you might need a wider width or a half a size bigger or whatever. And find out exactly what shoe size you wear. And this is as talking about this from a perspective of bushcraft and prepping and things. The most durable, most comfortable, most practical shoes at the best price, but still the best quality you can afford. And just like with everyday stuff that I told him, I said, if you can't afford to get the absolute pinnacle, you get some stage before that. And while you're using that one, save up the money to move up a class in both your bed and your shoes. The thing about both of them is, the more you spend on your shoes and your bed, both of them last longer if you buy upscale. A few years ago, over a decade ago, I bought something called a Comfort King bed. The bed did not have box springs. It had a foundation. That foundation was fabric covered wood, and it was slats of different kinds of hardwood that had varying levels of flex. It also had a very firm it had many more coils than most beds have, smaller and wrapped in foam and covered in topped in fabric to make the bed extremely firm. And it was the best sleeping mattress I'd ever got. It was also the most I've ever spent on a bed. It was not quite as expensive as a Tempur-Pedic fully adjustable bed, but it was pretty dang close. And I slept in that bed for 15 years. And it was still in good enough condition. It had no valleys in it. It had no lumps in it. It was still remarkably comfortable, completely usable. I should say that I flipped my mattress as told from the manufacturer every 3 months. I flipped it over, then turned it front to back, and around, etc. Every 3 months you move it a different way. And doing that, 15 years that bed lasted. And then I had a coworker who had an accident and needed a really firm mattress to sleep on. So I gave her that Comfort King. And she told me that after sleeping in that bed for 2 weeks, she didn't want to tell the doctor, but her back didn't hurt anymore. I said, well, definitely tell the doctor. It's probably the combination of the very good bed, the very good sleep, and the care the doctor is giving you. So that's just some background of why I say, as far as shoes or boots, I have a friend up in Michigan who has a hard and fast rule. He will not spend more than $30 on a pair of hunting boots. As a result, he has to buy new boots every year. He scoffed at me one year. I don't know if I changed his mind. This was several decades ago, but I don't know if I changed his mind by what happened, but this is what happened. He scoffed at me because I paid $200 for a pair of hunting boots. After 10 years, he had spent $30 a year for 10 years on hunting boots. So in 10 years, he had paid $300 for hunting boots. I still had the one pair of $200 boots after 10 years. And after 10 years of very hard use, but I took care of them, but still very hard use, all that was required was resoling, and the manufacturer resold them, and the only thing the manufacturer charged me for was return shipping. I had to pay the shipping to get it to them, and I had to pay the shipping to get it back, but they resold them completely for free. So I got another 10 years out of them, and he, if he kept up what he was doing, spent another $300. So therein lies the wisdom. Thus endeth the lesson. God bless, happy trails, and watch your top knot.